Imagine a world where borders don't just divide nations, they divide people, communities, and even identities. What happens when a man whose mind is already in turmoil is forced to choose between two countries without understanding why? That is the central conflict in Toba Tek Singh. And today we are going to discuss Toba Tek Singh, written by Saadat Hasan Manto. It is a story that goes beyond words to capture the tragedy of partition. And we'll discuss the background of the author, summarize the plot, analyze its meaning, and explore the themes that make this story unforgettable. Let's begin by understanding the author, Saadat Hasan Manto. Manto was one of the most celebrated Urdu writers of the 20th century. He was a fearless writer who didn't shy away from controversial topics. Born in Punjab in 1912, Manto lived through the traumatic partition of India in 1947, a division that displaced millions and led to unimaginable violence. The partition deeply influenced his work and many of his stories. Toba Tek Singh captures the human suffering caused by this historic event of partition. Manto's stories are raw, honest, and emotionally impactful. He believed in writing about the truth no matter how uncomfortable it might be. And Toba Tek Singh is one of his most famous works, written in 1955, and it continues to resonate with readers even today. Now let's discuss the summary of the story. The story, Toba Tek Singh, begins in a mental asylum in Lahore shortly after the partition of India in 1947. The government of India and Pakistan have decided that prisoners, including inmates of mental asylums, should be exchanged based on their religion. This means that Muslim inmates in India asylums will be sent to Pakistan and Hindu and Sikh inmates in Pakistan asylums will be sent to India. And when this news reaches the asylum, it causes chaos and confusion among the inmates. Most of them cannot comprehend the concept of partition or what it means to be sent to another country. Now, these individuals, already struggling with their mental health, find themselves questioning their identity and home in a way that even the so-called sane people of that time were unable to resolve. For example, one Muslim inmate who regularly reads newspapers provides an absurd explanation of Pakistan. He claims that Pakistan is a place in India where reserves are made. This humorous yet satirical moment highlights the lack of understanding about the political decisions being imposed on ordinary people. Another Sikh inmate asks that why are we being sent to India? We don't even know their language. And this question depicts the absurdity of forcing people to move without considering the consequences of such uprooting. And amidst this chaos, Manto introduces us to the central character, Bishan Singh. He is a Sikh inmate who has been in the asylum for 15 years. Now, Bishan Singh is known for his habit of muttering nonsensical phrases. However, despite his madness, he has one clear obsession. He constantly asks people, "Where is Toba Tek Singh?" This Toba Tek Singh is his hometown and he is desperate to know whether it is in India or Pakistan. The other inmates and even the guards cannot answer Bishan Singh's question. The geographical changes caused by partition have left everyone confused and no one knows for sure where certain places now belong. For Bishan Singh, this uncertainty becomes unbearable, and his identity and sense of belonging are tied to his hometown, and not knowing its status causes him great distress. As the day of the exchange approaches, the inmates' anxiety grows. Some inmates express their fear through anger, while others become quiet. The night before the exchange, Bishan Singh has a visitor, his old Muslim friend Fazaldin, who brings news about his family. Fazal then tells Bishan Singh that his family has safely moved to India and his daughter Roop Kaur is also doing well. However, Bishan Singh does not react much to this information. He only asks Fazal one question: where is Toba Tek Singh? Fazal then hesitates and finally says that it is where it always was. And this vague answer leaves Bishan Singh unsatisfied. Finally, the day of the exchange arrives. Buses carrying Hindu and Sikh inmates from Pakistan and Muslim inmates from India reach the border. The exchange takes place at Wagah, a dividing line between the two nations. And the scene at the border is chaotic. Many inmates resist getting off the buses. Some cry, others scream, and few even try to run away. Female inmates are equally distressed, and the cold winter night only adds to the discomfort. When it is Bishan Singh's turn, he turns out of the bus and asks the official, "Where is Toba Tek Singh? Is it in India or Pakistan?" One official laughs and tells him that Toba Tek Singh is in Pakistan. And hearing this, Bishan Singh refuses to move. He insists that he will not go to India because his home is in Toba Tek Singh. The guards try to force Bishan Singh to cross the border, but he resists with all his strength. Finally, they give up and allow him to stand in no man's land, the strip of land between India and Pakistan. Bishan Singh stands there on his swollen legs, refusing to move. And as dawn breaks, Bishan Singh lets out a loud cry and collapses to the ground. He dies on the spot, lying in no man's land. The story ends with some haunting words, and I'm going to read these lines. There, behind barbed wire, on one side lay India, and behind more barbed wire, on the other side, lay Pakistan. In between, on a bit of earth which had no name, lay Toba Tek Singh. And this ending captures the ultimate tragedy of partition. Like many others, Bishan Singh is left without a home, a country, or an identity. And his death symbolizes the loss and disconnection experienced by millions of people during partition. Now let's analyze the story. The story is full of symbols. The mental asylum represents the madness of partition. The irrationality of dividing a nation along religious lines is mirrored in the absurdity of the inmates' behavior. Their inability to understand partition reflects the confusion felt by millions during that time. Then let's talk about Bishan Singh's character. Bishan Singh's obsession with Toba Tek Singh highlights the pain of displacement. His refusal to leave no man's land symbolizes those who could not accept the division of their homeland. Then let's talk about the irony of madness. The so-called mad inmates are portrayed as more human and emotional than the politicians who made the decisions to divide the country. And over here, Manto uses dark humor and irony to critique the political leaders of that time. Now, let's discuss the tragic ending. Bishan Singh's death in no man's land is deeply symbolic, and it shows how partition left many people in a limbo belonging to neither India nor Pakistan. Now, let's discuss the themes of the story. First is identity and belonging. This story questions what identity truly means, and Bishan Singh's search for Toba Tek Singh reflects the struggles of those who lost their homes and sense of belonging during partition. Next is human suffering. Manto depicts the suffering caused by political decisions. The lunatics who are unaware of the political reasons behind partition become victims of its consequences. Then comes loss and displacement. The story captures the pain of being uprooted from one's homeland. Bishan Singh's attachment to Toba Tek Singh represents the emotional connection people have with their roots. Now, the lunatic's behavior seems absurd, but it reflects a truth about the chaos and irrationality of partition. Manto uses madness as a lens to critique society. But why Toba Tek Singh is relevant today? Even though this story was written in 1955, its message is timeless. It reminds us of the devastating consequences of dividing people based on religion or identity. In a world still grappling with issues of borders and migration, Toba Tek Singh serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of humanity and unity. And Manto's story also challenges us to think critically about the impact of political decisions on ordinary people's lives. It is a story that makes us question, reflect, and empathize. Toba Tek Singh is more than just a story. It is a mirror that reflects the pain and absurdity of partition. And Manto's ability to capture such profound themes in a simple and relatable way is what makes this story a masterpiece. So let's wrap up today, and thank you for joining me on this discussion. I hope this discussion helped you understand the depth of Toba Tek Singh, and if you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And let me know in the comments what you think about this story, or if you would like me to cover any other works of literature. Thank you.